To pay a tribute to ideals espoused by Mahatma Gandhi, the Gandhi Peace Prize this year has been awarded to the Gita Press. This publication for the last 100 years has published over 1,800 books which impart Hindu scriptures as well as ideals. Prime Minister Modi, who led the jury, said that they have done commendable work to further social and cultural transformation. Meanwhile, a government press release congratulated the Gita Press for its unparalleled contribution to collective upliftment of humanity, which personifies Gandhian living in a true sense. But this award has irked Congress. Jairam Ramesh today slammed the centre, calling the decision a travesty. He likened the award to awarding Hindutva ideologue Savarkar and Mahatma Gandhi's killer Nathuram Godse. He also claimed that the press had a stormy relation with the Mahatma on political and religious agenda. Publishers of the Gorakhpur-based press hit back, saying that they are apolitical and inclusive.
देखिए, अलग अलग लोग अपने अपने काम के लिए, अपने अपने उपयोगिता सिद्ध करने के लिए अलग अलग तरह का बयान देते हैं। तो गीता प्रेस किसी भी राजनीतिक बयान का न तो खंडन करती है, न तो मंडन करती है, न उस पर किसी प्रकार की टिप्पणी देती है। तो इसलिए इस पर मैं कोई टिप्पणी नहीं दे सकता हूँ। देखिए, अब 1800 तरह की पुस्तकों में हम गिनती कैसे करा सकते हैं, लेकिन आप मान के चलें कि गीता, रामचरितमानस, पुराण भी है, महाभारत भी है। हर तरह की पुस्तकों का प्रकाशन हमारे यहाँ होता है जिससे चरित्र निर्माण हो सके।
We are joined by Udit Goenka, great-grandson of Jay Dalal Goenka, who is the founder of Gita Press. Sir, Gita Press has been awarded with Gandhi Peace Prize. Your great-grandfather founded it. You are the fourth generation. What is your first reaction to this award?
I think it's really commendable with the kind of work, whatever was started by my great-grandfather. I think it was purely out of the fact that he wanted to just push on all the religious values and culture that we have so that it could be passed to the next generation and the following generation, and it has been 100 years. So you've seen at least the fourth generation. So I am the fourth generation in the family and still unincorporated. So I think it's really commendable to finally see that it's getting recognized, and I hope current generation starts adopting all the cultures and valuable aspects from everything that's being written in the books.
All right, sir. So you're calling it commendable, but since the time the award has been announced, political war of words has erupted. A Congress party has called it travesty. A huge comment, a very big comment from Congress. How would you respond to this?
I think this needs to be ignored. You can never include or involve politics in certain aspects of the thing. Anything that has been said, it just needs to be ignored. Anyone who's talking and ever involving any kind of politics in a cultural aspect of the thing, it should always be ignored. So culture needs to remain independent with regards to keeping all of the political views aside. This is regardless of whoever has said, it should never ever be involved in any cultural aspects of the things, because that's what makes us who we are today, and we're very proud of.
And I've now visited Gita Press in Gorakhpur and its shops across India to understand what the brand stands for. Watch this.
29 अप्रैल 1923 को गीता प्रेस की स्थापना की गई थी। धार्मिक ग्रंथ छापने का पूरी दुनिया में एकमात्र ऐसा स्थान है जिसका डंका पूरे विश्व में बजता है। शताब्दी वर्ष गीता प्रेस का पूरा होने वाला है। खुद देश के प्रधानमंत्री नरेंद्र मोदी यहां आने वाले हैं। इसके पहले सांस्कृतिक मंत्रालय भारत सरकार ने गीता प्रेस को गांधी शांति पुरस्कार देने की भी घोषणा कर दी है। इस वक्त हम गीता प्रेस के प्रिंटिंग यूनिट के अंदर हैं। आपको हम दिखाना चाहेंगे, ये वही जगह है जहां से पूरे दुनिया में धार्मिक ग्रंथ को छापा जाता है, छापकर भेजा जाता है। यहाँ पर अभी तक 100 वर्ष के सफर में तकरीबन 93 करोड़ किताबें छापी जा चुकी हैं। पूरे दुनिया में सबसे कम दामों में धार्मिक पुस्तक बेचने में भी गीता प्रेस का नाम दर्ज है। गीता प्रेस लगातार पिछले 100 वर्षों से धार्मिक पुस्तकों को छापकर सनातन धर्म और हिंदू धर्म की सेवा लगातार करता चला आ रहा है। आज जब
गीता प्रेस को गांधी शांति पुरस्कार देने का ऐलान हुआ है, लेकिन इस पर सियासत भी तेज है। जिस तरह से इस पर कांग्रेस के तरफ से सवाल उठाए गए हैं। हम अभी गीता प्रेस के एक दुकान में मौजूद हैं पटना में, और आप देखिए किस तरह से यहाँ पर जो किताबें हैं वो आप देख सकते हैं। अभी तक जो गीता प्रेस जो जानकारी दी जा रही है कि लगभग 2324 तरह की किताबें प्रकाशित कर रहा है गीता प्रेस। और इसके अलावा अगर हम बात करें तो 41 करोड़ से ज़्यादा किताबें अब तक यहाँ पर प्रिंट हो चुकी है इस गीता प्रेस में। धार्मिक किताबें वो आप यहाँ पर देखिए रखी हुई है। सभी तरह की किताबें हैं, बच्चों को पढ़ाने के लिए भी यहाँ पर देखिए तरह तरह की किताबें जो है, बाल कहानियाँ और इस तरह की तमाम किताबें जो धार्मिक किताबें हैं, धर्म से जुड़े हुए जो चीज़ें हैं, जो जानकारियां हैं, वो बच्चों के लिए इन किताबों में दी गई है। और कई तरह की इस तरह से पुस्तकें हैं जो बच्चों के लिए भी है, बड़ों के लिए तो है ही। सबसे महत्वपूर्ण है कि ये जो गीता प्रेस है, ये लगभग 100 साल अब पूरे हो चुके हैं। 2013 में 2023 में माफ़ कीजिएगा 100 साल पूरे हो जाएंगे। कैसा लग रहा है अब जो सम्मानित किया जा रहा है, गीता प्रेस को गांधी शांति पुरस्कार दिया जा रहा है?
ये तो गौरव की बात है कि हिंदू संस्कृति के सनातन धर्म के रक्षक गीता प्रेस को तो गौरव की बात है ही। इसके लिए बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद, साधुवाद है।
इस पर लेकिन सियासत भी चल रही है, कांग्रेस सवाल उठा रहा है कि
अब ये तो सिर्फ बाहर की बात हुई है, इस पर हम लोग क्या बोलें। जिनकी जैसी सूझ जैसी उनकी बूझ।
Even other self-proclaimed secular parties from the opposition have warned the Congress over politicizing Gandhi.
इस बार का गांधी शांति पुरस्कार वो गीता प्रेस को दिया जा रहा है। गीता प्रेस धार्मिक ग्रंथों को, किताबों को छापने का काम करती आ रही है। समाजवादी पार्टी गीता प्रेस को बधाई देती है, लेकिन सरकार से समाजवादी पार्टी ये अनुरोध भी करती है कि गांधी जी को किसी धर्म, जात, सीमा, भाषा में मत बांधिए। गांधी जी सबके हैं, गांधी जी को सबका रहने दीजिए।
Let's take this across to Nikhil Jain, spokesperson of the BJP. Also joining us on the broadcast is Nikhil Jain, who's a political analyst. Nikhil Jain, I'm going to come to you first. Take us through exactly what can be the opposition to this, because you have various opposition parties, including the Samajwadi Party, which are coming out to say that this is an issue which perhaps is best left unpoliticized. End of the day, Gita Press is an institution which has done a lot, particularly, of course, you may say, for the Hindu society or Sanatan Dharma, given the important books and the publications that it has managed to put out over the years for over 100 years at a very, very low cost.
Yeah, but that's the point. What is the contribution of Gita Press to the society beyond, being the publisher of a religious book? I don't have any problems or objections with Gita Press per se, but what I'm unable to understand is what have they done that makes them worthy of the Gandhi Peace Prize? Have they been, engaged in any social service? Have they been bringing peace in the society? It is simply that they are the publisher of the Gita, and we can very clearly see what the government is trying to do here. See, whenever the BJP does something like this, you cannot but look at it politically. They are trying to send a message that even the peace prizes will now be awarded to institutions that are some way affiliated to the Hindu religion, or some way they are propagating Hindu religion. I really don't understand how can a publishing house get a Gandhi Peace Prize?
No, because they are saying they've carried forward the word, which basically is not just spreading Hindu culture, but also at the same time building character of citizens. Was at the end of the day, that is the message that comes from important religious texts such as the Bhagavad Gita or the Ramayana.
What builds character of individuals is education, its belief in the constitution, living up to constitutional values, and not reading the scripture of one particular religion. That is a very archaic, orthodox, and very non-secular way of looking at things. That just because some publishing house is publishing a religious scripture, it should be given a peace prize.
At a scale which is unparalleled, many would say. But Nikhil Jain, your response. This is an unconstitutional way of looking at things, says Mr. Nikhil Jain. Your response, Nikhil Jain.
That exists today is that a party that sees a Muslim League to be secular and who thought that Bhagwan Ram was fictional, they would come out with something like this. Gita Press has existed for 100 years. If nothing else, this is a legacy that the country has had for 100 years. No matter what they have been doing, they have existed. They have published an entire ideology, and they have distributed it for almost a negligible amount. And even if you leave everything else, let's just consider this a 100-year-old legacy.
But Nikhil Jain, that's the problem. You just mentioned it. Are you saying that Gita Press is important only for one ideology?
I'm not saying it is.
You just said that. You said they have published an entire ideology.
So I am saying this is an organization that has existed for 100 years. Let's just say that this is a legacy that belongs to this country. Why does everything have to come down to an ideology or a religion the hatred for one religion that is existing for Congress, I think that is evident with the kind of opposition that they have come up against Gita Press. Gita Press has come out and said we will not even take the award because you have an opposition to it.
Okay, stay with us.
Self-respect that at least.
Yeah, Nikhil Jain, please stay with us. We have a reaction coming in from Union Minister Meenakshi Lekhi. Let's quickly listen into that and then we come back to this debate.
So all I need to say is that Mr. Jairam Ramesh is not well versed with the history of India and especially the history of independence struggle. Post-independence, organizations like PFI oppose that. I do not know which side the Congress is standing. And also in addition to that, I must say that Congress is not in favor of Gita and talk about Gita Press because Subhash Chandra Bose used to carry Gita in his pocket.
Nikhil Jain, if I can come back to you, there are 2-3 points that I want to ask you questions on. One is that, are you aware that, whether it was Madan Mohan Malviya or Rajendra Prasad, they both had excellent relationships with several individuals associated with Gita Press, and also at the same time, it was a Congress government which in 1992 honored the very same publication of the Gita Press, that is the Kalyan magazine. So in that light, what you think that the Congress, what it did in 92 was then wrong?
No, not at all. See, Madhav, I'm not trying to belittle the role of Gita Press in providing to citizens religious scriptures for. What I'm saying is, does that make them worthy of a Peace Prize? Madhav is a very good anchor for me. I want to give you the best anchor award, but should I give you the Nobel Peace Prize? That's the discussion we're having. Like, Peace Prize.
No, because, sir, any organization that promotes a peaceful way of living, if you look at the list of organizations that have won the Peace Prize in the past, not everyone has worked for specifically world peace. People also have worked for areas which promote a peaceful existence. So I think you're stretching the definition of a Peace Prize, I think, into a very narrow definition. However, let me bring in Niti Jain. Niti Jain, our problem is not the Congress, the contribution of the Gita Press to the country, but the problem here is whether a Peace Prize in this case was appropriate. That's what Nikhil Jain is saying. Your response?
Madhav, this is just creating a storm in a teacup. This is just creating an opposition to anything that this government does. When they do it, it is fine. When the BJP does this, everything comes down to religion and everything comes down to ideology. I think we all need to just celebrate that an institution that is 100 years old, that is a legacy in this country, has been finally recognized and has been given a space that it deserves. And to create an opposition on matters such as this, I think the only travesty that exists today is this, that Congress has stooped down to creating issues where none exist.
All right, we'll have to leave it there. Is Congress creating an issue where none exists? Are the concerns of opposition parties legitimate in this particular case? But the point is that Gita Press and its contribution to society is certainly, of course, something that has been noted by many in the past, and certainly whether or not the Peace Prize is appropriate in this particular case, certainly none can claim that this is an organization that has had a huge imprint on the way that people think here in India. Thank you so much for joining us this evening, Gita Jain and Nikhil Jain.